What if the impossible isn't actually impossible, but just a formula you haven't learned yet? Today we're decoding the science of peak performance. Hello everyone, welcome back to Sci Green. Please follow and subscribe to our channel to join us on this journey. Now, let's dive in. The journey to the impossible is built on 4 fundamental skills: motivation, learning, creativity, and flow. In this summary, we want to see how we can learn this formula and use it while exploring how to find our purpose, understand the nature of creativity, and increase our productivity by a staggering 500%. Internal drivers push us toward the impossible. This journey is destined to be long and difficult, and in every long journey, we need fuel to keep going. This fuel includes food and sleep, but more importantly, it includes psychological fuel. What exactly is this? It is our motivation, the thing that drives us toward action. From an evolutionary perspective, for us humans, everything is about survival in a world of scarce resources. Motivation is an evolutionary method that forces us either to fight for the resources we need or use creativity to produce more resources to survive. But motivation isn't summarized in just one thing. Various factors like fear, curiosity, and passion create motivation, and all of these together form the psychological fuel we talked about. To understand this better, you should know that all psychological motivations are divided into 2 categories. When you discover your curiosities, your brain releases dopamine. Dopamine is a chemical that creates a good feeling and makes us excited. That is why it's a key element in creating motivation. However, satisfying curiosity only gives you a small amount of dopamine, which isn't enough to achieve the impossible. What you need in the long run is passion. Passion brings much more dopamine. To find your passion, you must combine your curiosities. Suppose one curiosity is defensive positions in football, and another is using grasshoppers as a sustainable food source. By putting these together, you might find a passion for finding a way to use grasshoppers as a nutritional supplement for athletes. When you combine your curiosities like this, your engagement increases and you receive a bigger reward, even more dopamine. After identifying your passions, you can increase your understanding by reading articles or watching related videos. This gives your brain time to process information. The next step is turning these passions into a purpose, goals that are valuable not just for you, but for others. Others are more important than you think because our brains are neurochemically wired to care for and connect with other people. When you have a purpose, you satisfy that innate desire, and your brain rewards you with higher stress resilience and increased productivity. How do you find your purpose? Intrinsic drivers, goals, and persistence drive you toward the impossible. To reach the last driver, mastery, you need expertise, and for expertise, you must learn, specifically lifelong learning. To gain expertise, you need 3 basic tools. First is a growth mindset. This is the belief that talent isn't just innate, but can be cultivated through practice. Stanford psychologist Carol Dweck found that when facing a hard problem, the brains of those with a growth mindset become highly active. In contrast, the brains of those who believe abilities are fixed completely shut down. To learn, you must first believe that learning is possible. Next, you need a truth filter, a way to evaluate the quality of information. If you trust the information you receive, your anxiety and doubt decrease, speeding up your learning. The author uses the law of 5 experts, talking to 5 specialists to confirm information. Finally, you need to read. Books have a density of information that nothing else can match. Research shows reading improves focus, reduces stress, and prevents brain aging. The learning process follows 5 steps. When you start, you will face unfamiliar terms and frustration. This is actually good. When you are frustrated, norepinephrine levels rise, preparing your brain for learning. Step 1. Read 5 books. A 2016 Adobe survey showed that creative people are 34% happier and earn 13% more money than their non-creative peers. But what is creativity? Neuroscientifically, creativity involves the attention and imagination networks working together. Attention allows us to focus, while imagination helps us wander, plan, and visualize scenarios. Usually, these don't work together, but during creative thinking, they do. Creative people can activate both systems simultaneously. There is also the salience network, which tells you if a new idea is worth your attention. It usually suppresses familiar stimuli, but in creative people, it works differently, allowing them to notice beauty and novelty more easily. You can foster this by boosting your anterior cingulate cortex, or ACC. What activates the ACC? A good mood. A good mood increases creativity, while a bad mood leads to analytical, safe thinking. When you feel good, your brain doesn't feel threatened and is free to move between attention and imagination. You can improve your mood through daily gratitude, writing 10 things you are thankful for, meditation, exercise, and quality sleep. Also, seek solitude. A study showed that spending 4 days alone in nature improved creativity scores by 50%. Finally, flow is the ultimate